Welcome to Inferno TV. Someone else say it 'cause I can't remember.
Episode 12.
Episode 12. Excellent. Good stuff.
We've upgraded.
We've got stuff and things now. There's all sorts
We've definitely got stuff and
of
things.
technological horror going on over there.
Yeah, we got a clock now, so we know we're running late.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's very exciting. We are professionalising.
we're going up.
I'm a little bit worried that we're going to forget where we've come from, though, and become prima donnas.
We are.
Well, I'm thinking I'm much more cultured with the way I word my sentences
like
now.
Wayne Barnes.
Yes. I'm really looking forward to tonight's show, aren't you, Skippy?
I really am.
Good. And yourself, Aled?
Yes, although I'm excited to see what it contains.
Well, there's going to be some jolly good chat about men with sticks, playing with a little black rubber thing. How do you feel about that?
Burly Canadian men with sticks.
Sounds like
Oh,
it might
yes.
be a hockey show.
It could be a hockey show. Let's make it a hockey show. Let's do that.
Sharpened boots.
It actually worked quite well last week when we talked about hockey.
It did from the rink. That was really good. We liked that a lot.
I think it had an influence on us.
We were more serious. We were more focused. We were more...
I felt it was very enjoyable last week. I thoroughly enjoyed our focus on current events in the hockey land world.
It's very creepy. You need to
Do you
stop
think
that.
so?
You'll scare children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just go into my normal Canadian
on.
voice now then.
Oh, I see. That I was looking for your list then, but of course
It's
that's
up there.
the whole point of it.
Yeah, we did.
It doesn't.
What the big wall list?
I think we've you should have had a piece of paper anyway
Really?
for the look. You didn't need anything on it, but you could have referred to that.
But as you know,
So-
Skippy's piece of paper is always blank every week anyway.
It's
Yeah.
not blank.
His
not-
balloons aren't though.
It might as well be blank.
I wrote a run list on that balloon. Come on, that was great.
It's clever.
Anyway, we filled for nearly 3 whole minutes. So let's stop that now.
Are we happy with the sound level?
I think we are. There are lights going up and
One,
down
two,
on the
two,
board.
two,
Yeah, it's groovy.
one, one.
It's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
Just pulling it closer to you there, John.
Yeah, I'm just making sure my points come across nicely.
Oh, gee, he
You
does
like
this-
that?
He mic hogs. It's amazing. Notice
Yeah.
the mic will keep moving closer and closer to John.
Yeah.
Basically, it's going to be in his mouth next week. It's like,
Well, I think that'll really, I'll get
Yeah.
my points over more easily then.
you will.
It won't be understandable, but
Yeah. All right.
nothing new there then.
Let's do it. Let's start. Last weekend's doubleheader against Nottingham.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super qualified to be on this week.
You are
You are.
I
because
did not see either game.
Yes.
Excellent contribution from you, Aled. Thank you
So
for that
I'll
insight.
hand over to you two
Well
for
done.
this.
Well done. Well done. Cool. I mean, let's start with Saturday. I wasn't confident at all. I'll be honest. I thought that the Panthers would walk in. They didn't seem to have a Continental Cup hangover against Edinburgh in the week. I thought they'd walk in and kind of dominate us like they had the first time. And that didn't happen, which was brilliant.
Well, we talked about it before the game, didn't we?
Which we did, yeah.
Trying to work out what the scoreline would be and trying to feel positive, but, a little concerned. Obviously, we played really well the previous week. 2 wins, but knowing you're going in against last year triple champions. And
Triple, double, quadruple.
yeah, well,
By the way, have you seen the rings?
Championes,
Have you seen the championship rings?
Oh, they wear them every week.
Amazing.
Apparently, they're absolutely fantastic for boxing.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah.
But going back to the game, I wasn't feeling confident going into it. They've got a massive squad.
They do. Their
I thought
squad
we'd
is.
win.
Well, they've got like 20 imports or something, haven't they? Or 15.
Yeah, but they can't
or...
play 20.
I know, but still,
Well, they got a big squad, and that tends to negate injuries
It
and
does.
the like.
Yeah.
And so obviously they've been able to rotate guys, so they are carrying a few injuries now, though. To key players.
They had Henley, who was either banned or injured, depending on who you listen to.
He's injured.
I hear injured, yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't play Sunday when his ban was up, so I guess injured.
Yeah, he was injured before the ban, still carrying the
Yeah.
injury, ankle injury, I think.
Didn't someone say he was sent out to fight Spencer because they knew that he was going to get injured anyway? Is that right?
They
It
were
would make sense.
they were pretty
Yeah.
sure that he wasn't going to be icing anyway for a little while he was resting up the ankle, so they weren't too concerned with him taking a small suspension on that basis because they wouldn't be able to play anyway. So
But it
Yeah,
does.
which you might say was
sensible
sensible.
down though, doesn't it?
yeah,
Because it's the team that's suspended, not just him.
I think they were probably hoping that he wouldn't take a suspension.
Yeah.
I think unfortunately the way that he went out and got to Spencer probably didn't look too good.
Hannibal Smash.
But he made sure he got him. In fairness,
Yeah, exactly.
if you are going to do it,
Yeah.
go out there and do it. And he
Yeah,
did.
do it like that.
Absolutely no.
So much so that we've mentioned it on the show 3 weeks in a row
3
now.
weeks in a
Yeah.
row.
We should mention it every week.
In fairness, next week. Yeah,
He was pretty scary, man. He's a big guy.
he's a big.
I
lad, yeah.
wasn't disappointed that he didn't play this weekend, I have to
No.
say. And once I'd realised that him and Makala weren't going to play either,
Yep.
you feel your confidence starting to rise a bit then.
Makala's gone anyway, isn't he? He's not.
He has.
coming
Apparently, he
back,
isn't coming back. And he saw the guys warming up on the ice, and they didn't look as scary. He still had Salters, obviously, he was a real quality player,
Yep.
but they didn't have the really big guys out there. And watching our guys, they looked really good during warm up. Ran some slightly different drills, and
Yeah, we weren't shooting just at the goalie, were we? We were actually practicing scoring goals.
yeah, we practiced set up and shooting, and it was and it was definitely different. It definitely looked different. It was done at a different pace, and felt a lot more confidence inspiring. And then, obviously, as the game opened up and it started up, we were competing with them from the start, basically.
We really were. There was and then first period we won the first period.
Yeah, 1-0 was it? Late strike in the first.
Yeah, late off the first. So won the first period. Going to second. I think I said to you, will we have a second period slump?
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
No, we had a second period peak.
We did. We went out there and
Well, we kept the pressure on throughout
Yeah.
the period, and it was nice to see attacking with two guys up front.
Mm.
And I don't mean one guy behind the net, one guy in front. I mean a guy either side of the netminder.
two guys going forward. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about, and we said we'd love to see us attacking two guys going up, and that happened at the weekend. And well, you win 5-0 apparently, which is great.
Well, it makes a difference because Conway wasn't sure which guy was going to take the shot.
Mm.
And when you got someone like Max, who was a very talented player, on fire on the day,
Yeah.
and setting things up and shooting and generally skating his legs off, and it wasn't just Max, in fairness. Max was the guy with a lot of points. The whole team really played well. Another great showing from Morissette. Matt Myers has really turned his game around the last couple of weeks.
His goal that never was or nearly was fantastic. I mean, when he's backhand, the strength he showed getting that to the net was absolutely
when he held the
phenomenal.
guy off who was almost lying on top of him.
It was
he
absolutely
did everything,
brilliant.
all the hard stuff,
Yeah.
apart from score.
Exactly. I mean, that was Matt Myers that I wanted when we signed him. That was the guy that had been at Panthers and had been a wrecking ball against us for years.
Yeah,
And he was back. It was like, oh, there he is.
a good import. At the same
Yeah.
standard as a good import, and you can never put a price on a Brit who can play to that standard.
Exactly.
And that's what he was showing, and he showed that all weekend. In fairness, but certainly on the
I'm going to try something
Saturday.
that's never been done before on the show. It's
God.
worked. It's worked. Anyway,
Yes, but they can't see what's being put in there, can they?
no, they can't.
No.
probably for the best.
Absolutely.
So I'm not sure Brandy would be allowed.
Disgusting behaviour, Skip.
It's not disgusting behaviour.
So getting back on track.
So the match you said went well, and he's been really good, I think, for a little while, to be honest with you. Did he hit a landmark with over the weekend?
He did. That was a 400-point landmark over the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
Fantastic.
Congratulations, Max.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely
absolutely amazing.
Absolutely
Well done.
fantastic. Or Очень хорошо, whichever one you fancy the most.
Yeah. Go on, say that again.
Well, Очень хорошо.
Which
I think it's slightly mispronounced probably, but it means very good in Russian.
Oh.
And Atlishna means excellent, so Max can have all of those because
He
I think he's been really working hard this season. From the guy who had the ankle injury last year, which really limited what he could do for us. He's come back. He's looked sharp. He's worked very hard in a lot of games. Maybe not with the end result that he deserved. Some of the time because of the things we discussed. We didn't have guys in the correct position to pass to. We didn't.
Yeah. Sorry.
We. Apologies, I lost my train of thought.
Can we reenact that?
I think.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Skip, just stand there. This is what was happening. Hang on, I've got camera.
Oh, cool. Where am I standing? Go on. Who am I being?
But you're the nice gentleman.
Okay.
Hang on. Skip is the nice gentleman, and I'm going to be James. Hang on. Let me derobe.
Okay.
Ready?
Go. All right.
Go.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's basically what happened. But in silence.
What was good was we avoided the disaster and then we reenacted the disaster.
Yeah, basically a gentleman came in.
but John was floundering.
to cross the studio and completely ruined my train of thought because I thought he was going to stand in front of the
You
TV.
lost the ability to speak. You went.
Let me
Yeah,
do it in chant form.
yeah.
We love you, Maxie, we do. We love you, Maxie, we do. We love you, Maxie, we do.
Oh, Maxie, we love you. Oh,
Hey! That pretty much sums up what you were saying, doesn't it?
But the one player we do need to mention that we haven't mentioned yet, because he also played an absolutely storming game Saturday, and let's face it, it was the who gets man of the match debate, Dan Lacosta.
Yeah, fantastic.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, real showing his NHL standard. He was really tremendous in that game.
Yeah, a shutout against a team like the Panthers is not an easy thing to get, is it?
Panthers didn't look themselves, but I think that was partly because of the way we played.
We did, yeah. We
shut them down. We outworked them. We did all the stuff that they normally do well. We did well. And obviously, we also have got to mention Brad Plumpton because he was outstanding again, as he always is.
Yeah, always. Absolutely always.
And we like Brad, so we'll mention him again. That was Brad Plumpton then. Yeah. What a great guy.
Who was that?
Brad Plumpton. Really, have you ever spoken to him?
I've heard about him.
He's a Canadian guy, really nice.
What's that about? Why are you saying that?
Nothing. Fur trapping.
Shall we tell Chris the time has gone off? Because I've lost track completely.
Oh dear. And the time has stopped now.
Basically, it's too much. So, well done, marvellous win. Biggest win over Panthers since, James? 2006. So, biggest fantastic achievement.
Biggest shutout the Panthers have received since 2006. Biggest defeat inflicted by the Devils since 2000. Come on.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good result, and a team performance.
Yeah. So
though we've singled out a few guys, a real big team performance.
Everyone played well.
Yeah, all the guys worked their socks off. Very hard to pick man of the match. There was probably 5 or 6 guys. You've got to say that Ben Davis was outstanding. That's probably his best game of the season so far. I would say.
After receiving a dastardly head-high hit from
as is always the same with Ben. He gets back up and he carries on. He always goes and works in the dirty areas, against the boards, in the corners. He's always the guy, one of the guys, because you've got to say that CJ is a similar sort of player as well now.
He is,
but he is one of the guys that will go in, he'll work in the difficult places, and he'll retain the puck and he'll work it out. And he's been doing that really well for us this season. Sorry, the bouncer's just seeing something else.
It's like having some bouncers.
So that was the Nottingham game. Loads of positives to take out of it. And Brent had a lovely hat on as well. Just thought we'd mention that.
Was it the same hat?
It was. I think it was.
Well, I think it was 70s NHL style. Yeah. But to be fair, I quite like it.
So do I.
It makes me feel a bit nostalgic. I kind of think I'm looking at Miracle or something when I look across.
That's the vibe, isn't it? It's got that sort of 70s hilarious hockey coach vibe. It's brilliant. It's like watching Slapshot at some point.
Yeah, well, it makes me smile. I don't know what it does to the guys on the bench next to him, but it certainly makes good for him.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if one of our players scored a hat-trick and he got to throw it on the ice? Wouldn't that be exciting?
And very quickly, while we're talking about throwing things on the ice, it's the teddy toss this weekend.
Oh, yes!
We left that off, yeah.
So just a quick reminder to everybody to bring your teddies along on Sunday for the teddy toss. The bear.
It's fantastic.
Did you see the clip today from the 26,000 bear teddy toss?
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Did you see the clip of the chap in a teddy bear suit trying to climb over the glass?
James,
I loved that.
Job Jimmy.
That's funny.
Absolutely brilliant.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Actually, I always seem to end up missing these games, which is I think it was it must have been a couple of years ago now, and we were standing is where the players come off at the end of the period break, or where the door is to the home bench. So, and that particular teddy toss, we're throwing them off, of course, from the back row, and the players immediately exit, don't they, to the bench, to the doors.
Yeah.
And as Steve, who was on this show, our third show that he did, he actually threw it directly at Brad Voth.
I remember that.
And it landed square in Voth's chest as he was coming off. And I think at that point, Steve was slightly panicking as he looked straight up. And he just hit him square in the chest, so it was quite funny. So should we encourage people to throw teddies at the players?
No. maybe the opposition team, but certainly not our own guys, just in case we get some sort of teddy injury.
I've got a brick inside Teddy.
That's right. He suffered a lower body, soft animal injury. Right.
Anyway,
at that point...
Remember we said about trying to go for half an hour?
Yeah.
We've done 16 minutes on the first game.
We just talked about a win, and Sunday we lost, didn't we? So, on to the third point.
Yeah. Well, no, okay, we did lose Sunday. I mean,
I think it's a very valid point to be made. Sorry, Skippy, go on.
Yeah, you were there Sunday, weren't you, John?
I think it's a very valid point to be made. And that is, there were 6 periods of hockey played over the weekend, and we lost 1 period.
Exactly.
And we outshot Panthers on the Sunday, and unfortunately that period that we lost cost us that game, because we played easily well enough to win it.
Saved the second period disaster for that game.
Somehow, importantly, that was the scoreline that I predicted for Sunday as well. So, yeah.
But I mean, it fit, it, by the sounds of it, I didn't see it, but obviously going up there, losing by 1 goal, and not conceding a shed load either.
It's a good result.
It was a good result, isn't it?
It was an interesting game to watch, though, because the second period, we lost our shape, we lost focus and intensity. And actually, for some periods, it looked like the Panthers were on a power play when they weren't. We were pushed right back. We looked like conceding. We just could not. We could not retain the puck. We couldn't move the puck.
So, do you think they spent the coach trip home being shouted at by Corey?
Well, I would have thought they probably got a few stern words over that performance the previous night. But I don't think it was necessarily that Panthers stepped.
Sexy. That's not sexy.
That's not exactly.
Well, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily that Panthers had stepped up that much. We just seemed to lose focus, and it wasn't for that long.
No.
And certainly in the third period, we were absolutely dominant. Well, they were crushed the last 10 minutes. They were crushed. They could barely move. We just could not get it in the back of the net. I've never seen so many guys in front of the netminder trying to cover it in their team. Yeah. They just crowded out, the area. But
I wonder. Sorry to interrupt. I wonder if they're used to hiding behind or standing in front of a really good netminder, and they haven't.
They're definitely missing Kowalski.
They haven't got that in Conway. I mean, Conway's good. He's quality, but he's not Kowalski.
No,
he's not going to steal a win for you. Because Kowalski's is rock solid.
He's very hard to get the puck past. He's a bit like Murphy at Belfast. When Murphy's on form, him and Kowalski, there's not a lot to choose between them. And to be fair to Lacosta, I would have said that he's moving into that bracket as well now. Early days, certainly had the injury, and then a little bit shaky to start, and the guys in front weren't playing well. But now things are starting to tighten up. You just look at the number of goals we're now conceding, and that's completely changed from the 5-6 drubbings, to
1-goal losses to shutouts to.
We're tight with championship teams.
Exactly, 6 points from the last 8 available.
I think we'd have all taken that in the run up to it.
Yeah.
So you'd have to say that the guys have certainly stepped up their performances.
It's going well.
And whatever is being done off the ice, we're starting to see evidence of it on the ice. The guys look fitter and sharper to me the last couple of games. They didn't look, like in that Panthers game, they didn't look tired in the third period. They actually looked on fire. We just could not get it. I think Morissette scored in the third, didn't he?
Yes.
And it was a very good finish. Yeah. A very, very good finish. And we were just unfortunate not to get another one. But an awful lot of positives to take from that.
Yeah. So, moving on, because
we'll have no time.
We've got no time.
I did say we wouldn't need loads of points because we always fill it up.
That thing worries me. It's like watching the tick, 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 tick. Anyway, moving on from there. Don't turn it off, it's fine. So moving on from there, should we talk about the big news for Monday?
Yeah. So
Monday's big news obviously was G has now departed the Devils organisation altogether. There's no more player development. It's player development as he was. He's left.
No, a settlement's been reached, and that was apparently agreeable to both parties. And G's now departed. So that sort of draws a line under that. I think from a personal point of view, it's a big thank you to G for everything that he's done for the club over the years.
Definitely.
The passion, devotion, loyalty that he's shown through some really tough times. Some of the fantastic players that he's brought through the doors, him and Franny. And on a personal note, has always been very kind to me and my family. And there was one little thing that some people may not know who I am, or not that I'm saying that sounded wrong, didn't it? Some people may not know where.
Some people may not know who you are.
Where I came from.
I'm sure the vast majority do know who you are, John.
Yeah, I came out wrong then, didn't it? I lived in Scotland for quite a long time. I was a long time Devils fan before that. Then I moved to Scotland. Was with the clan. Used to go over to see the Devils when they were up visiting. Whenever I saw them, G would always invite me out with the guys afterwards for some food and the like. Shut up. Yeah, I know. That didn't sound right. It didn't come out. I'm thinking for some fans who didn't know me before, they may wonder where I suddenly appeared from.
We'll edit it. It's fine. It'll be edited.
Yeah.
Edit all that out.
It won't be. It'll definitely be in it, so I can be ridiculed.
He's even shaking his head. I love it.
Well, I had some illness and I came back from Scotland last year.
I mean, if you don't know who he is, you don't really know hockey in the UK.
He doesn't really matter.
To be honest.
I came back from Scotland after a bit of an illness. I saw Franny and we'd had a bit of a chat. And then at the first Devils game I went to, walking across the car park, G was in the car park, and he said hello, and I said, "Oh, hi G, how are you?" And he said, "Oh, Franny had mentioned to me that you'd moved back from Scotland, you haven't been well, and how are you doing now, etc." And that's just the mark of the man for me.
That's really nice.
He was always, and I'm speaking as I find, he was always very kind to me, very good to my family, and I always enjoyed talking to him and watching what he did. That era is now over, and obviously we see how things develop, and we wish G the very best with wherever he goes.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And a big thank you. Yeah.
Anything
Cool,
more, Alice? Would you like to add anything, or should we move on?
Does anybody know who you are?
I mean, nobody knows
Sorry,
who I am.
that sounded chronic the way I said that. I do apologise. Premier Sports.
Highlight reel moment.
Nobody knows
Yeah.
who I am, so it wouldn't matter what I
Do you know
said
who I
anyway.
So a very quick touch on Premier Sports. A big thanks
Yeah.
to Aaron Murphy and to Coach Russell who came over and covered the game on Saturday night. Had a long chat with them after the game. They both really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed the atmosphere in the tent. It was quite an intense atmosphere, wasn't it, on the night?
Actually, yeah.
I don't know, John.
Saturday was the best atmosphere we've had all season. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Actually, there was
It
noise.
was a lot of noise in the tent, and it really built. As the game progressed, it built and built and built.
Apart from that one really quiet block just over there. Was it block 1 was really quiet?
Was it?
That's the away block, I think.
The away block.
I think there's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, they were noisy at the start, but they weren't noisy afterwards. I noticed.
No.
But on the night, it was a really good atmosphere, and it was good to see.
And better
The players were feeding off
Better
it.
to win on telly than not on telly as well. And you know.
Well, I said
Yeah.
to Max before the game, he was walking round to do their little warm up they do, and I said to him, have a good night, Max, and just remember you're on telly. And he smiled as he walked round, and then nothing to do with what I said, but he had a fantastic night.
No, come on, John.
So I have suggested.
Come on, John.
You
It is
suggested
you.
that it was all you.
It is
You
you,
did.
John. I'm
Like-
sure it was totally coming
It
from
wasn't.
you. I'm sure you had
Mate,
that.
I have suggested to Premier Sports that they cover more games though, for us.
Yeah.
Sure, Max knows who you are.
He does, yeah.
A voice from off camera.
Yeah.
A
I know.
disembodied
Well, I
sound.
like this. I've been trying to
Yeah.
encourage this for weeks.
So I, and they keep ignoring it.
Yeah.
So,
Although they are bouncers tonight.
Yeah.
Somebody got a really good kicking back there. Which the last person who
Let's-
tried to walk
there's a lot of
across
screaming.
here,
We
so-
managed to cut that out.
Yeah,
Should
yeah.
we not talk about the next bit? Because
A really good kicking.
Yeah, let's.
I can't read it.
Smashed
so-
him up.
Yeah, well, Nets being knocked off. We've seen that a lot lately. Maybe that's something we'll touch on in
Yeah,
more
yeah.
detail over the coming weeks. See how this
Yeah.
weekend
Wasn't
goes.
there supposed to be a line through that? We decided not to.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
we're not talking about it. Suderman's left the league and gone off to go skiing because
And
apparently,
and made the most.
apparently people stopped buying him chips in Hull.
In fairness, it was the most
is
brutal
amazing.
announcement of a player leaving I think I've ever seen.
I've never seen anything
Hull
like it
sucks and
before.
the fans are all stupid. It was like. That's
Apparently-
those were the exact words.
Apparently,
pretty
a lot of
much.
them think they're knowledgeable.
Yeah, like we do. Like us.
And just to prove the point that it was a fairly ridiculous statement, he did mention one referee who apparently is and I'm fairly
Oh,
sure that Tom
Oh.
wrote the piece.
I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised
I
because
read it a few times
Yeah.
and I'm convinced that Tom wrote
for
that.
anyone
All-
who's not read it, what he
Or
basically
Tom's mum.
All six.
Someone in the family
all
wrote it.
six Tom Darnells.
Yeah.
basically said was that if he had Tom Darnell refereeing every week, he would have stayed in the UK, which is why some players have left the UK.
Yes.
So
It's absolute
Allegedly.
rubbish.
Yeah.
It snowed back home. There's skiing to be done. Let's get out there and ski.
maybe that's what it was. But yeah, it was
So-
all.
Maybe Tom's gone out there with him.
I'm really sorry, Hull fans. I giggled quite a lot.
Well,
I
we
thought
like
it was
Hull
really funny.
fans, and they've always been
Yeah.
very kind to us up
They
there.
have. They're really great.
We
but
really like their coach too, and he's a really nice guy. And
you segueing.
Did you like
segue.
that?
Yeah, that,
Did you
yeah,
like
was
that?
impressive.
No, but was it a segue or was it just a little hint drop?
I
It
don't
was
know.
a little hint drop.
It
Is there a
was.
hint drop or a segue?
Well, it's not a
It was
hint
segue.
anymore because everyone knows what you're on about now.
Yeah, yeah.
No, it's been rumoured this week that potentially
The worst kept secret in UK hockey
Klutz could be lined up, or possibly being lined up for us in the future.
has been talked to. Maybe allegedly, maybe not. Who knows? Yeah.
How
Twitter told me it must be true.
It's good.
how do you feel about that? What do you think?
Well, Skip.
Thought I put you on the point on spot there.
Why?
You weren't expecting that.
Because
So.
I put you on the point normally, and I don't get on the point. I
I
don't know.
saying we've just dreamt up.
On the point.
On the
Yeah,
point.
On
Well, on point is normally a reference to dancing or
But it
similar.
sounded like
it was
you
something
performed
really
really well.
well,
Yeah,
yes.
on point.
But it sounded
That
like
was
a
really
really
on point.
cool
so,
thing that we
in
did.
that case,
Yeah.
do you think Cloutier's coaching is on point week in, week out?
He seemed to have sussed us out over the last season or so, and was
True.
getting sort of fairly regular wins, wasn't he?
I don't know. Don't let's not clarify. One thing
I said he sussed the Devils out. Whoa.
it was the next
It
bit
is
that was
a
having a bit
yes.
dodgy.
What?
The
Did I? Sorry,
The,
kids.
What you can say is, off a fairly limited budget, he's always managed to get a bit like Edinburgh, but probably a bit more successfully. He's always managed to pull a few really good players in there.
Actually, I'm being overly polite. He strangles the fun out of hockey games and wins. Yeah, I've said it before, quite publicly. He
Tend to play very similar style time. I'll hit him on the break with fast guys at front with great hands.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to watch that week in and week out because it's boring.
So,
who knows that might be?
Maybe the budget might be different in Cardiff. Maybe you never know.
That's what Strachan played as well, didn't he? And now he coaches an exciting team in Nottingham. If he coaches it, does he?
I don't know.
Well, assist scoring.
It's not sexy hockey, is it?
Although from what I understand, it's most of the work there is done by the players, and they just watch.
They just watch and wear funny hats.
Yeah.
Oh right, yes.
And big respect to the guys at TCW for wearing their hats this week.
I know.
Oh, did they?
I only watched the clip in the car on the way over, and it was like, I wanted to wear a fez. God damn.
We should have all had them
Yeah,
out, but
we should've,
big respect to them for doing it.
Yeah.
But certainly from what we hear, we hear lots of different stories. Potentially the guys have been taking a bit of a leading role in the coaching, working alongside Brent. We've heard mention of Lord and Faulkner taking a lead. Do you see them potentially as being leaders for next season? Maybe could one of them be the coach?
If they want it, I mean, we don't know. If they want it, great. Yeah, I think what you want is someone who wants it.
Do you know what would be good actually is if we could get them on the show and then we could actually assess them properly and then give a genuine answer to that question.
Could we have
if you'd like to come on the show for an interview for a coaching job you may or may not want, Andrew Lord or Mac Faulkner, please come on the show.
Well, Plum will probably come up for an interview.
Face the panel of armchair coaches.
We honestly don't really know.
If you could be added at NHL 14, you're in. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've never played it, so you might have a good chance.
Should be fun. Yeah.
We don't know who's lined up. In all honesty, we don't really know.
For all we know,
we hear rumours all the time. If we believed all of it, because
maybe our current coach would want to stay. Who knows?
There was an ex-Clan defender who was apparently signed to us, who wasn't signed to us. A coach from another team who's apparently signed to us. We really don't know. We wouldn't want to discredit any of the sources. We don't know.
It's all massive speculation, really.
Yeah, they're all points we can talk about.
Clute signed some good players, probably on, I suspect, not an enormous amount of money as well.
Well, yeah.
He signed Derek Campbell too, though.
Well, Derek Campbell is a fine player.
Derek Campbell actually is a very good player.
He's just, has he left the country?
No, he's got business in the North East. So,
okay.
yeah.
He signed.
I was going to say he was a loon.
He doesn't live in Wales.
The country, so maybe
he signed the chap who's now gone skiing instead of playing hockey.
Yeah.
Because he liked Tom Darnell.
Yeah, of course.
And apparently it wasn't reciprocated.
Aww.
Sorry, Tom. So moving on from there, this weekend's games that are coming up.
Yeah.
Clan away Saturday.
This is your part to say something, really, isn't it? Because everyone will definitely know you there.
You're the clan man. You know him.
Thanks, Alan. He's going to milk this every week now, isn't he?
I'm going to write on the board in permanent marker. Do you know John? Question mark.
Well, the wheels have slightly fallen off Clan's train over the weekend. I think they had 2 overtime losses, was it?
Still second, aren't they?
Oh yeah, that's why I say slightly. They've just lost their edge a little bit. They've had some injuries. They got Frank suspended for the next game against us, I think.
Unusually.
What do you do this time?
They so
hit someone from behind.
What do you do?
Slash him.
We're in some form. They are a good team. I think that'll be a very good match up there. But I think there is the possibility of getting something out of it.
Yeah.
We know that Kyle Jones in the net gave a few rebounds last time that we didn't get to. Maybe with 2 guys up this time.
2 guys.
Yeah.
We could look at tucking something away. I don't know, but I'm sure we'll be trying to hit him on the break.
That has been one of the most frustrating aspects about our play, isn't it? It's not just the shooting options you talked about earlier with not knowing who's going to shoot, but it's the fact that the amount of rebounds that we just have nobody anywhere near. So hopefully with that 2-man rush,
there's a chance of picking that up, and Morissette seems to be doing a really good job of that.
Yeah.
Fantastic hands.
Well, he's reaping the rewards from his overall general terrific play, I think, over the last few weeks.
Worked
absolutely
very
outstanding overall. So
one guy we should definitely mention after last weekend as well. Big comeback for Mark Smith, who I thought was tremendous over the weekend.
Was that a big difference, did you find?
Yeah, he was absolutely outstanding. Tyson was back to his best again. Yeah. After sort of having a couple of weeks where he maybe wasn't quite on the top of his game, but he's back again, and Mark Smith was superb.
Yeah. Well, they were sure they were logging less minutes because there was another guy.
Yeah.
So I think we saw the best of all.
Quiney still get shifts?
Yeah.
Quiney still got
played
shifts
very well too.
and looked solid.
Because
he played very well.
I can see the clock.
And I think we should probably mention that the Josh Batch skate as well, where he beat everyone on the outside.
Yes.
and also put in a good shot, if I remember correctly.
He
So
did.
well done, Josh. That was good to see.
Exactly.
And certainly Josh and Roops are both starting to look more comfortable. That hitting the easy first pass out of the area or getting rid of the puck is starting to look better.
In fairness to the two of them, they've both been playing forward for a season, haven't they?
Yeah.
So
It's a
it's going
learning
to take a little
process
bit
again.
of time, isn't it?
Yeah. So certainly going into it'll be a big weekend for them again. They will need to keep it tight at the back, but there will be opportunities there. It's big ice and it's very nice ice too. And a guy like Kirk will probably really enjoy that.
And that's on Premier Sports, is it?
Apparently, Premier Sports coverage was great because that's what someone said earlier on. Because we're not sure about Match Like Live for this game yet, because we haven't got a host again.
But John is going to sort it out because he knows everyone in Brayhead.
Everyone in Brayhead.
So he's. but you might be able to possibly, which would be great.
We'll
You-
find
you
a way.
were saying
We'll find a way.
Yeah.
You know,
I
actually,
I possibly
you
might
didn't
be.
say
No,
they asked
you suggested it. Yeah.
And then you said you knew everybody.
I don't think I said that at all.
That would be brilliant, though.
Wait, no, that everybody knew
I think
you.
I said I would contact Red Army Travel and find out if they were going up.
But
or
if
not,
they're
actually.
not, then I don't think they are they? But I wouldn't want to say.
I thought they were, but
you
maybe
think
they're
they
not.
But if there isn't, then it would be fantastic if a couple of Clan fans fancied doing that. So please get in touch, isn't it, for MNL on Saturday if you fancy doing some texting.
Yes. And then
Dundee.
home Sunday. Yeah.
And then another team who've had some great form this season, but lately have slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe there's an opportunity there.
Was that some flash in the pan good form? Was that they were good for a while and they haven't quite got enough depth to carry that forward?
Well, I think there were some depth issues. They had some injury issues. Obviously, Will took a bad, fairly
Yeah.
bad injury, but he's back now. So I think that'll probably be a tough game. They're always tough games against them. He's an excellent netminder.
Yep.
Dan there, and some great players on that squad. And I think that'll be a good challenge for us on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think there is the potential for winning both games for us,
Fingers crossed. I hope
the
so.
way we've been playing. But I don't think either game will be easy. I'd be very surprised if they were.
Well, that's the whole thing of the league. Is it? There are no easy games in the league this year, are there? Everything is. It could go either way. You're not going into a game going, well, we know we're going to stuff them.
Well, we know when
Doesn't
we
happen,
went on air that Nottingham were beating Belfast by 2.
Exactly.
So that's one that could, maybe
Come on, Panthers.
Panthers, will pull something out there, which wouldn't do the league any harm. Excuse me.
No.
So.
No, I'd quite like them to win that one.
And we could do is slowing Clan down as well if we could get a win up there.
Well, exactly. Yeah, we need the teams in the middle of the table just above us to take points off the teams at the top of the table.
Yeah, I know this is going to sound stupid, but we've just got to beat everybody basically.
Well, yeah, that's always the point.
Because the
isn't it?
position we're in.
We got to win, haven't we? Really?
3-1. Is that for the Clan game?
3-1 in the second, apparently, against Panthers.
I mean, of course, when
Oh,
everyone sees,
sorry, I
when
do
everyone
apologise.
sees this, they'll know, won't they?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's not going out tonight. So
So, no, but that sounds like Panthers are going pretty well again.
actually,
And it's not easy to put. It's not easy to score 3 against Murphy. So
It's not. No.
no, that's pretty good going. I would have said. Not often he concedes more than that.
No.
No.
So Clan and Dundee, I think we could get points in both of those. Wins in both. For the Clan one, I'm going to go 3-2.
Oh,
For
some
no-
predictions. I thought
Yeah,
that.
for an away win. And for Dundee here, I'm going to go 4-2 to us.
Okay. Clan away, I'm thinking 4-2 to us.
Okay,
And Dundee at home, I'm thinking 3-1.
nice.
Well, I would have gone 3-2 as well, so I'll have to go.
Well, you
something
can go
else.
3-2.
Oh, do you want a hug as well? Little cut on the coat.
What did you say?
Do you know me?
Can't remember. But it's on the film.
I'm
So
going
it's
to clue
fine.
you are.
No, no.
I think we're going to go 5-2 at home. 5-2 at home.
5-2 at home. So Dundee are going to concede 5.
And
Right, okay.
we're going to. What did you say?
Can't remember already.
I'll go 3-2.
3-2.
3-2
Fair
win.
enough.
So 3-2. We're going to win.
So
Are we doing a discussion topic on the forum this week? We forgot last week.
we didn't talk about it beforehand, so that's good. We
did mention it.
Well,
You came up with an idea.
I was thinking of I noticed in the game against Panthers that the younger Brits seem to be fair game for some of the bigger guys to go for. Is that a change around in the league? Because that was always something that didn't really happen.
The taboo thing, wasn't it? You don't go after little guys.
No, has that changed? Because that certainly seems to be changed in that game.
So yeah, we'll do that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, I think I'm going to say it. I think if you're playing at that level, generally, and you pick to
Fair
play, you're fair game for, but not fair game for illegal play, like
Yeah.
we saw on the,
Right, so also-
and Ben Davies is a GB international now, so we can't really lump him in with that.
No.
But you should be treated in the same way. You can't hold up because if you hold up in the play, as the aggressor, you can cause yourself injury as well,
Yeah.
can't you? So you've got to play like properly. But you do expect then perhaps more retribution for that kind of thing.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So
What do
is-
you expect?
yeah, is that-
Yeah.
Is that something that we
I mean,
missed?
the specific incident we're talking about is the Jensen hit on Davis, isn't it? But from watching the footage and looking at the call made, I suspect it wasn't seen by the ref, which is so it
No,
was
because I
Davis'
didn't
call
see
made.
it at the time
So
either.
that's not a Dean Smith thing. That's a symptom of having one referee.
I know
where
that
you're not going to
at
see
the time I typed onto Match Night Live, nasty hit
Yeah.
on Ben Davies. I didn't
So-
realise how bad it was.
Well,
I
Ben
don't
never
think
stays
anything-
down. That was the thing
Yeah, he
that
gets
threw
thrown
me.
up, Yeah, yeah.
And the other thing is, if it's behind the play, which he released the puck quite a while ago as well, is did the players see exactly what happened? And if they didn't see exactly what happened, it's
No.
a big risk to go in and start smashing someone up.
Exactly.
Especially with our record of getting penalised and
Yeah,
suspended.
heavily.
So, but my general feeling is that yes, you should stand up for your teammates, and it was a 4-0 game at the time.
Yeah.
It should have. So, but I wonder we might see something in a future game.
Did we need to? 4-0
Well,
up?
I think you've got to. Yeah, that's all the more reason to do it. If it's a close game, actually, you could argue
And-
don't want guys
well-
going to the bin, but we'd won
Yeah.
the game.
But and who do you use when we're carrying? And I won't mention players because we don't. We've got players carrying injuries. So do you want one of your senior imports who just happens to be very good at fighting to be the guy that goes out and deals with it,
Or
but then
take one.
potentially gets a suspension or an injury?
Well, it's unlikely you'd get a suspension for fighting somebody, as I've said before, isn't it? As long as you
Well,
keep your head and you
I mean,
do it in the
well,
right
unless you're
way
Henry.
and fight, you shouldn't get a
Know
suspension. Yeah, but
nothing about Jensen. Is he the kind of guy who'll drop the gloves?
I
not
don't
a
know.
big guy.
He's not very big.
No.
So the guy that I'm thinking of on our team, Marsh, who we know can really blow when he wants to, I would have thought he'd absolutely destroy
Probably, yeah.
Jensen if he
yeah,
got
I
against
mean, you
him.
could just
But-
go in, wouldn't you? And you know, sort of.
But would you want to run the risk
don't be
of
excessive?
Marsh potentially injuring himself?
Or
No,
getting-
but we've got
or-
plenty of other guys who could
Taking
go
the
on.
ban for
Even
next
somebody
night.
like Piggott, like we've seen
Well, that's
fight
true.
pre-season, somebody like that. Quiney, obviously, we know. Batch, I'd like to see him get involved a little bit more in that side
Well, we
of
know
things
Batch
as well.
can blow when he
Now
wants
we've
to.
got Mark Smith back as well. We know, Batch is very capable, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Quiney. So, I think it's not even about winning the fight, is it? It's like I said last time.
I'm
It's about
almost
going
gonna-
in there and just showing that
I'm almost
that's
like to
not
say it.
acceptable in our ring.
Stay on the ice, win with the sticks and the bucks and the skates.
Yeah, but it's not just about that.
I see
It's
where
not
Alex
just what
coming from,
the
but
game
yeah.
is about.
I'm glad that we outskilled them. To be honest, that
Yeah,
that
exactly.
suited me. But I see where you're coming from. I thought one of the positives that came out of that was the fact that Salters was so quiet.
Yeah, he
He wasn't like the previous game
didn't
where
do
he
a lot, did he?
dominated.
No, which is good.
No, we kept him pretty quiet in both games. The Panthers took a few more liberties in their own arena against us than they did in Cardiff.
It was. Do you think Salters was quiet because Henley wasn't there?
Yeah, maybe there was an element of that, and maybe that Corey had said to him, "Look, I need you on the ice.
Could be.
So don't
yeah.
go doing staff stuff. You're a very capable player. I need you playing." So and he's and he is a capable player.
So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we'll get that up as a discussion topic on the Inferno as this goes live.
Yeah, and you can see that there's quite a variation
Yeah.
in do you go out and outskill him and beat him anyway, or do you go out and give the guy a bit of a pasting because something he's done to your player and potentially
Or do you beat
run
them and give them a
complications?
pasting, which is what would have happened.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And
No, that's all right. No, I think it's a fair point.
yeah,
Cool. So that's it. Do
That
you
it?
want to just do the spiel?
I've already done spiel.
Match Night Live.
Maybe Match Night Live Saturday, definitely Sunday.
Cool.
We're working towards Saturday. That is the goal. That is the aim.
Next week we're hoping to have quite a cool episode as well, which
Yeah.
we can't really say much more about now. But
and if it doesn't go along, we're bringing a mannequin. So that's fine.
We
Yeah.
also should say at this
Yeah.
point that this programme was brought to you by Drum Depot and Red Army Travel,
yes,
who are both fantastic supporters of the show.
They really are. Thank you very
So a
much.
big thank you to Brett and a big thank you to John and Gerald
Yep, really
for
appreciate
their
it.
continued support, and hopefully, if everything works out okay, the big programme for us next week, as you said.
Big program next week. Yeah.
And you might even see the return of the drummer, because he is threatening it.
Oh, do we have to?
I think a huge drum solo to open the show would be fabulous, don't
I want that every week.
it? I'd like to see Aled doing that cyclamen.
Oh, our own rock star! Yay!
Yeah, for anybody who's missed that, Aled can actually drum.
Proper drum.
Thank
Yeah.
you, John.
He's
Yeah.
a real drummer.
That's very kind of you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in,
Thanks
guys.
very much,
Good to see-
everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Take
Appreciate
care, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
it. Oh, no socks. You forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't forget. We won again.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Well,
you forgot.
once.
Yeah, I think you got.